People who understand what listening is about recognize that it's not a passive process. If you think it's passive, you're being lazy, you're not connecting with everything, you're not gathering all the information you should, you're not getting the connection that would make your life better. So the key is to begin with the Chinese symbol for listening. The Chinese symbol adds multiple meanings together. It starts with the eyes. Eyes and listening, yes. Observe. The symbol for undivided attention, focus, is part of listening. It's a deliberate act. It's not accidental. The heart connects to listening. It's about feeling. It's about resonating. It's about getting the message that the emotions are sending, but not neglecting the mind to think, to recognize what the cognitive content is. And obviously, the ears to hear, to connect with what's being said. Now, most of us have been trained in writing in school. Maybe we've had a course in public speaking. Maybe we've focused on communication. But very few of us have actually had courses on listening and being effective as listeners. It's amazing because when you speak, you tell me what you know, but when you listen, you can actually learn something. Well, why do we have so many problems? We're more interested in what we have to say and in expressing ourselves, maybe impressing other people, than connecting with what they're saying. Our world is filled with many, many distractions, barriers, noise. We don't really listen. We're trying to multitask. We're trying to do too many things at the same time. We're not practiced on having a good attention span, really connecting with people. When we don't listen, it shows that we don't value the other person. I'm not committed enough. I'm not available enough. I'm not interested enough. We have expectations that color our listening. I know what you're going to say. I know what comes next. Do you really? If you haven't listened to me. I don't like the speaker. I don't like the topic. It's interesting in politics. They worked with different audiences to see how much meaning the message had. Oddly, the sender and the message are deeply intertwined. In American politics, they took a Republican audience and they handed them a speech that they said was written by a leading Republican speaker. The audience was delighted with it. They found tons of things they agreed with. They liked the speech. They gave the same speech to a Democratic audience and they told them it was by a Republican. The Democrats hated it. They disliked it. And then they wound up telling both audiences. The speech was really written by a Democratic speaker that everybody recognized. Immediately, everybody shifted their position. Well, I didn't notice this. I didn't agree with that. But they're not hearing the message. They're connecting with the speaker. Well, maybe if you listen more, you might look for more things in common. Very often, if we don't like the speaker, we look for disagreement. We seek to disagree. We don't hear the message. Did I understand the complete message? Could I read between the lines? Did I understand what you meant when you said, but? Maybe I'm too busy judging and evaluating you. You've got a lisp. You don't look like what I expect a speaker to look like. So I'm making judgments. I'm making evaluations. I'm jumping ahead. Do I think of what comes next? Maybe I simply just don't care. The facts of the matter for listening, it's continuous. I hear all the time. 45% of every day is spent listening. That's almost half. Now here's the interesting dynamic that occurs with it, which is why things don't work Speakers talk at about 125 to 175 words per minute. A fast speaker may get up to 200, 250 words. It seems a little bit abrupt. Well, our physical dynamics is we hear at about 300 to 600 words per minute, which means I'm hearing faster than you're speaking. So I'm in fact taking in a lot more input than you're sending. And then the mind is about 3 times faster than you're speaking. So you're speaking at about 200 words a minute. I'm hearing at about 800. 3 times faster than the fastest speaker, which means I'm going to daydream. I'm going to wander off mentally. I'm going to think about tangents. I'm going to apply things. And I'm going to have to come back to what you're saying. 75% of the time, people are distracted. Because I'm preoccupied, because I'm forgetful, I'm not going to hear, or at least accurately hear, what you said. With all this stuff happening, still we don't teach the stuff. Less than 2% of the audience has had any formal education on how to listen. Now, what's real odd here is when you add the last statistic into it. 35% of organizations think that listening is a top skill. Influence, leadership, all require effective listening, but we're not doing it. Well, the keys for emotionally intelligent listening. I want to listen with heart. I want to hear with heart. The start begins with capture, confirm, and clarify. What does that mean? Simply put, we start by capturing information. I want to clearly hear what's been said. I want to get it right. Maybe I'm going to rephrase, paraphrase, restate to confirm. Did I hear you say such and such? Yes, you did. Did I understand that to mean such and such? Yes, that's right. Okay, I'm in the right ballpark. So, does that mean, let's clarify, let's make sure that meaning has been shared? What else do we want to do to hear with heart? Catch both the head and the heart messages. Is somebody weary? Are they tired? Are they passionate? Are they excited? Are they engaged? Are they disengaged? Validate things. I hear what you're saying. I understand. I can understand why you feel that way. I don't have to agree to validate. I just can recognize the person there. I understand. I can resonate with you. Positive listening is going to look to be optimistic, hopeful, and supportive. I want to facilitate you getting your message out. I don't want to be the barrier. Repeat, rephrase, respond. Listen with energy. Don't just be sitting there passively. You'll fall asleep. Too many times audiences look like they're asleep. As a speaker, you want to finish your message before they finish their listening. Hear with all your senses, follow up, follow through, do what you say, ask questions, even as a listener, and then focus your attention. Be deliberate. Be the listener that everybody wants to talk to. You'll learn a lot. You'll connect more. Take an active interest. Be available. Listen with heart. Ask some intelligent questions. Show that you're on the same page. Remember what I said. Be sensitive. Connect. Listening is a highly valuable tool. And to be an empathetic connector, to connect all internally and externally, learn to listen. And by the way, this isn't just an external skill. Listen to yourself. Hear what you have to say. Be self-aware, be social aware, and people will want to talk to you more often, and you'll be more in the center of all those things you want to know about.